This was interesting. This was like the real thick grass shavings that's almost been attempted to be wound, like, you know, weaved into something. Why would somebody come back here just to do that and throw that out here in the middle of the woods? I know this is something that they do. It's something Sasquatch does. I don't find it very rare up here. But let's twist it up from this main stick. Oops, sorry. From this main stick, it looks twisted in like it was going to weave something. That's pretty badass, guys. That's incredible. That is a tree that may have fell from here somewhere. How did it fall and balance itself right on top of that tiny stump right there? This is the stuff, I've seen this before. Sasquatch will do this kind of stuff. They'll take and balance a whole tree up on top of this, on a stump like that. That's incredible right there, guys. That is absolutely juicy right there. Look at how that's balanced up there. That's pretty amazing. This is definitely their little spot, and they're not that far away from people too. It doesn't matter how close they are from people. They do this kind of shit. But this is very, very cool right here. I've seen this before. And to be honest, it doesn't look like that came from here anywhere. There's one big old stump right there. That's it. And this has been lifted up onto that. That's incredible. I'm gonna make my way back down. We're gonna go off into that direction. I got to the end, kind of the end up there. I'm pretty high up on the mountain right now, and I'm gonna head up that way. I kind of scouted that at one point and found some pretty good evidence back in there, but I'm way up here. This is straight uphill, man. I'm sweating like crazy. Oh, there's something I want to mention. I will never go back and do a comparison again. I went back to the cloaked Sasquatch face and I did a comparison, and people just weren't happy with that. They were talking shit, and it's just one thing after another, and I said, I'm not going to risk my ass, waste all that fuel, and drive that far back to get a comparison just to show that that face is not there, which it wasn't. You can see on the video, and just to get talked down by everybody. I won't do the comparison thing anymore. That's gone. So whatever you see, you see. Because I won't do the comparison no more. I won't go out of my way to do that. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of life-threatening stuff out here. Let alone, the wildlife and your surroundings, everything. Everything wants to kill you out here. Beautiful, but that's the last time I'm gonna do a comparison. It's just people didn't appreciate it. Although I do have some really good followers on my YouTube. There were 3 Sasquatch on video the other day, or a week and a half ago, and caught them on video. And I don't know, I just need more subscribers and followers so I can educate and show my evidence off, you know what I mean? And as it is right now, though, it's just a lot of negative people. And sorry, I forgot my train of thought. Kind of listening to stuff. Seems like when I started heading back down, I can hear stuff behind me, But anyways, I got some followers. They say, on the majority of your videos, you've got stuff going on in the back. You've got them on video. Granted, they're not perfect crystal clear. Once again, you're not going to get a crystal clear picture. If you do, wow. They keep their distance. But anyway, let me go check out back that way. What's up, guys? I'm just off the road. I've seen a few things in here. You can see the road right down there, so excuse the cars if you hear cars. I'm in a really remote area. There is a lot of tourists cruising by, going up and over the pass, back and forth from Grant, up on the other side. I hate saying my location. I don't want people to flood me. But I was just coming up in here, and this stick is a piece of a tree is completely elevated into this set of trees here. And I look up, and there's not a single tree on the ground or up in the forest where that could have came from. And there's another one right here next to me. Same thing with that. There's not a tree that came off of. Looks like an old tree. It looks like it's been laid underneath this and on the top of that one and laid right up into this aspen right here. And that's an older tree. And again, that didn't come from any one of these trees anywhere down around me, which is freaking cool. I think I see a seat or something. Looks like there's a possible seat right there. But I was just a little spare of the moment thing. I seen a few things just right off the beaten path, and there's that top of that tree laying there, but there's no tree that came off of up here. That's an old dead tree, and it's not even laying down here. Something took and stuffed that up in there like that. They strategically did it, and then this is laying on top of that. That's pretty cool. I know this area is a real hotbed for Sasquatch. You know, this is right on just on this side of Sasquatch Mountain where I catch a lot of Sasquatch on video in the past. And there's a nice path running right through here. But I was just kind of glancing around here because I'm actually headed to another spot this evening before it gets dark, and check it out and see what I can see. So stay tuned. Here's some more. It looks like it's been manipulated. Every one of these trees look like little forks, and they've been placed in here, kind of weaved and interweaved with each other. And then how this one's sitting tucked in another branch that comes around like that. It just looks like some manipulation right here. Very slight, very subtle, but. And I found a seat here, guys. Look at that. That's an obvious seat right there. It's real thick back here. And, again, there's no claw marks, there's no hoof marks or anything indicating that an actual animal cleared the spot out. Be a horrible spot to bed down in anyway. And mosquitoes are out. But this is a good little bedding spot. As you can see, it's all cleared out. Nice little spot. And that's just what those Sasquatch, they make these little seats like this so they can sit down, and they probably sit down here and look at people driving by or whatever, because they're always observing people. They always get close. They get very close to people. You know, you got your branches been drug in here. Look at that. That didn't even come from here. And they always got to box it off. You know what I mean? They got to box it off like this. And then there's this little bend that's been just beat up. That could be an antlered animal, maybe. Kind of cool. But I just thought I'd come and look around here. I'm not finding a heck of a lot. Further up is better. Look at the middle. Look at the middle of this. Got snapped off right there. These are fine. That's gone. Or snapped off. A little break. Oh, that's pretty cool. Real thick in here. Little mosquitoes too. And else that a lot of people don't watch for. I got this random stick. This is very subtle little sign right here leaning up. It's been snapped off on the bottom right there. That's another good indication that these Sasquatch, when they come by, they do shit like this right here. And that's another little indication for tracking them. But there's these paths, there's pathways that run all the way down here. Huh, interesting. Here's another thing that they do. See this manipulation? It's almost like a small low-end X, and then there's a little log right behind that. But that didn't even come from there. And these are all falling right off these little pathways back here. There's like all sorts of little pathways. But that's a pretty juicy little structure right there. You definitely tell they've been in through here. Oh, wow, give me a minute. Look at this perfect little X structure. This is laying in that, and you always got to put the top side on this side, bottom part on that side. Perfect little symmetrical X. There's no air out here. And they used this crazy little aspen. And that's juicy right there. That's a cool little X structure. First one I found right here so far. There's all kinds of little sign back here that they're here. And there's a path. Looks like a pretty well-used path. It almost looks like a little runoff too. That runs back in there. I'm finding stuff, I'm finding little stuff back here. This is cool. This is how we're tracking from. It goes up Sasquatch Mountain there. Oh, look at that twist. That break right there. Oh, look at this tree. This has been stuffed right there to form a bend into this X right here. That just don't happen naturally. Everything I show you is just not happen naturally. I could tell the difference between natural and manipulated with hands. That's pretty incredible right there. That top of that's been jammed underneath that like that, and these have been bring into an X. That's really cool, actually. Hold on, guys. Look at the top of this. It's old, but that's been twisted and bring down. That's a twisted snap off this way. Twisted like that. Wow, that's pretty cool. Twisted up snap off. They're definitely in here. I mean, down on the other side of the road, you could probably still hear the cars, but right down on the other side of that road, there's a stream running along the other side of that road. So, they've got water. There's water everywhere, to be honest. That's cool. That there is juicy. There's a juicy little bend. Comes up right here. It gets stuffed right in front of this tree that's broken off. And it goes down into the ground right there. That's pretty obvious. I switched locations. I went ahead and came back to the car, kind of around the location that I want to go to. It's incredibly thick back here. Shit. I don't know how far I'll be able to get in here, but we're going to try. Here's a juicy X. Top part's on this side of the tree, bottom part's on the other side of the tree. Typical Sasquatch behavior when they build these X's. Wow, there's no wire up here. But I'm just above where I pointed out I wanted to go. And this X is the only thing I see so far. And I don't see anything else. I see like a big path that goes up that way. This area reminds me of Oregon. Spiderwebs everywhere. I'm going to walk up this way and see what we can find. No air. Nice symmetrical X right here. Look at that. Isn't that badass? Always one side above me is on this side of the tree. The back side of it is always on the other side of the tree. I found their little area. This is definitely their little area. Look at that. That bandit comes around like this. It's been twisted and brung under this tree, which has been snapped off. That's freaking crazy, guys. Look at that. There's all kinds of stuff going on. I think I might have found their little area. I think I found a pretty good X too. I need to get over to it somehow though. Let me see if I can get over to this X. This is really, really difficult to get through. There's something else right here. Kind of a teepee looking structure maybe. This is something else that they do. Manipulate all these sticks into like a teepee structure. They got this one log laid out right on the top of that. It could also be kind of a half-assed X with the one coming through the middle, because if anybody remembers the X's that I talk about, how there's like top X's, bottom section X's, there's middle section X's, and then you get your X's with the leaners going through the middle, and you get the X's with the side leaner coming from the side. So that's pretty cool. It's very juicy. There's a little bit of evidence right here. See all these leaners? With little sticks leaning up. Just has obviously been placed there, leaning up against this tree. And I can't get much further down that way, guys. Ooh. Yeah, it's impossible to get down that way. It's getting dark on me anyway. I'll swing up around this way. Oh, it is really hard to walk in here. Ow. Ouch. That hurt. Sorry, I just had the big spider on me. There's a curly white hair. See it? Stuck to the sap of this tree. And this is coming on a path. I just came from that way. I mean, it could be elk, it could be anything, but it can also be Sasquatch. I think that's that right there is that's not a Sasquatch. That's a elk. Just had a texture of it. Have a thick texture to it. Also one. And there's more of them right here. Real curly little hairs. I don't know why my camera won't focus on it, but there's a curly little hair there, just real curly like the other ones. Elk don't generally have curly hair, but unless it's a new breed of elk. I am up here completely alone. I hope I don't run into any bullshit up here. Because I don't need it right now. I don't need a bear, I don't need a moose. All I want to do is film the Sasquatch. I want to learn about them. Crossed through, broke those two twigs off, crossing over to this side. There's some elk prints. Kind of verifies the hair on the tree maybe. But we're going to continue down that way a little bit. I'm going to follow this path for a minute. A path that runs straight up that way. It's incredibly thick here with vegetation. And it's really hard to see anything. If there's something, there could be anything there. Be badass if something went flying by, huh? I'm going to continue up this path a little bit. There's no air up here. I'm about, I want to say about 10,000 feet up. And this is the backside of Sasquatch Mountain. You can see there's little cut-off trails that run up in through there. I don't know, I've been up in this general area before, but I can't remember if this is the path I took or not. Oh, crap, guys. It's just so thick in here, you can't see. You can't see if there's a structure in there. You can't see if there's a Sasquatch in there. You can't see if there's a bear in there. You can't see anything. I guess we'll continue up a little bit more here. Sorry, I'm going to get a couple of zooms into that tree line ahead of me. Where are you, Squatchies? Pretty incredible vocals I caught a week ago or so. Sounded like a bunch of monkeys in the forest. Really strange. There's a good spot for footprints. Let's just see a bunch of human footprints right now. But if you were to come through here right after the snow melted or whatever, you might see something, a footprint or two. You just never know. It could be crossed through there. Then again, they go out of their way not to leave footprints. There's some deer prints. But we're gonna walk up some more, see what kind of evidence we can find, because as it is, I can't see into this forest. Real difficult to see into the forest right now. It's just incredibly thick. They could be here watching me right now. And then again, they could, maybe they're not in the area. Maybe they're clear at the top of that peak up there or something, you know. Timberline right there. That's crazy. I'm gonna have myself a seat here on the trail for a minute on this big rock. Get a couple of zooms here. Nice like little meadow that runs up in through there. It's pretty cool. This is stuff, a lot of the stuff is so thick it's just impossible to see into. That's prime Sasquatch territory though, man. You can't see him. I don't care how many people are walking this trail right here. We've got eyes on you. That's no lie. Anyways, continue up a bit more. Maybe I got enough daylight to look at a few other spots. Maybe. Who knows?